So this video right here is an unreleased video from Jaron Ennis, Xander Zayas fight week. You know, I was walking through the subways of Brooklyn with my buddy SeanZittelnd I, and I was giving him my thoughts on the fight. It was after the Jaron Ennis, Xander Zayas press conference, and I was telling him, you know, certain things about the fight, and he pulled out his phone and he started recording, but then he never released it, you know, and that, you know, obviously it's his channel, he can do what he wants with the video, but he didn't release it, and he was never going to release it. So I was like, you know what, Sean, could I get that video? And so he gave me the video, and here it is. Enjoy.
Yo, what's up, guys? Just got done with the press conference today in Brooklyn, getting back to the hotel. But you know, I don't want to steal your take, man. What was the fight that you compared this one to when we talked after the press conference?
So when this fight got signed, you know, I looked at it as a very competitive 50-50 fight. But as we get closer, as the moment draws near and near, I told Sean when we walked out the Barclays Center that I'm getting the same feelings now that I got towards the Ryan Garcia Tank fight. And in the Ryan Garcia Tank fight, you know, I like Ryan Garcia, and I think Ryan Garcia winning would have been bigger boxing the way. Same way you could say.
Which way we heading out here? We heading out up here. Let's go. Back to Williamsburg.
What I was saying is,
He moved to that. Yeah.
the same way you could say that Ryan Garcia would have been great for boxing if he won. Then you could kind of say that for Xander as well on a lesser scale. But back then, see, I deluded myself into thinking that he actually had a chance against Tank. But everything told me, all the signs, all the tells pointed to Ryan Garcia not being physically able to compete with Tank and just not being quick enough to deal with Tank, even if he was maybe like not weight trained, right? So it's the same thing here with Xander. I like Xander. I've been covering Xander longer than he's even been a professional because Xander.
Hold on, wait. I'll stay in the frame. Go ahead.
Xander is from South Florida. He plays Davey Powell. I saw him when he was a kid. I like Xander. I want to see him do well, but I can't deny what these four eyes are telling me. He's weight
got
drained.
4 of them.
He's weight drained. And I hate to admit it because I've had arguments with people about this, but it feels like they're throwing this young kid to the wolves. They being top ranked, you know, they being the executives.
No, and that the kid is willingly signed up for it, just like Ryan did.
Yeah.
Where Ryan's like, no, I can make 136, and I got this is what I want. Forget the process that my matchmakers probably want for me, that my promoter wants for me. I could do it. I got it.
Yeah.
But I think Xander's doing it for more honorable reasons.
Yeah.
I think Ryan
wanted clout.
He wanted the money.
Money and the clout.
Yeah, the clout, but the money, and he didn't want to do the ladder of opposition. You know, Xander at least has won a couple of world titles, unlike Ryan, who never
unified.
Yeah, right. And Ryan didn't do any of that heading into his fight with Gervonta. But continue.
Yeah. So I hope Xander can go in there and make it a real competitive fight for the boxing fans. But honestly, guys, if I'm just being ever so honest, it feels like it's going to be a coordination of Jaron Ennis, and you're going to have a new unified champion, and who knows? Depending on how bad this ends up for Xander, which I hope it doesn't, this actually could really, you know, change the whole trajectory of his boxing career.
Yeah, or he could bounce back if this is how it's going to play out, like Ryan has. But I
mean, he did a 160's a weak division to win a belt.
Yeah.
But Jaron Ennis is punching like that at 54.
Yeah.
He's going to be punching like that. He's not as weight driven as he was at 47, in my opinion. I know earlier you kind of said he looks the same to you. I don't think he looks the same. I think he's a bit fresher, and he's going to retain more strength and energy going into the ring at 54. So I think that's a bad combination for Xander Zayas, who is not, you know, properly hydrated, who's not going to be at his best. And look, I'm not saying this to discredit Jaron Ennis. They both willingly signed up to make this fight happen. So, you know, if Boots goes in there and does a demolition job, then full credit to him. It's not his fault that Xander Zayas couldn't have a healthy weight cut and came down from 190. He signed up for this. He was the one that went against Top Rank's best wishes, so you can't down Boots for that. I want to make sure I get that clear before anybody says that I'm a hater or you're a hater or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, because one of the first things people around this fight told me when I said, so what chance you give the kid? And he's none. None. And this is a long-time boxing guy that is not in Ennis's camp. So I think that speaks volumes. Yeah, it's just started to feel like, you know, the consensus inside the Barclays Center this Thursday was like, it's a transaction.
Correct.
Okay, this kid is in over his head, and it's going to show Saturday, and this is meant to crown Jaron Ennis, who knows in every fiber of his being that Xander Zayas isn't enough for him, and Zayas believes and thinks he can win, but Ennis knows what he's about to do. That's just the vibe.
That's the vibe.
Now all that could be thrown off.
They fight the fights for a reason, so
yeah,
we'll see how it goes. But you used a very key word there, Sean, and you used it earlier in the year. You said transaction. Yeah. Last time you used that word was Barrios, Ryan Garcia. And look how that played out, how that turned out.
Yeah, so starting to feel like a transaction. Here are these belts to the next star in American boxing, Jaron Ennis, who's always shown the goods, and Xander Zayas is here as a sacrificial lamb, whether he realizes that or not. That is the vibes inside of Brooklyn right now, that it's going to be all Boots. There is still a chance, though, that Boots is underestimating him. Correct. Roy Jones used to say whenever a fighter was talking about knockout, he usually didn't like that kind of talk. Zayas is talking about basically winning by any means necessary.
Making the adjustments.
Ennis,
being a smarter fighter.
Who feels, you know, on 100, feels on 1,000, feels like, I'm going to knock this kid out. And that's why Bozy said 8 rounds at the most. That could just be because they know they got that Ferrari in the garage that can't be touched by Xander Zayas. Or it could be a little bit of overconfidence and underestimating Xander Zayas, who's going to be able to make the adjustments like he's always said is his calling card. But yeah, from Brooklyn after the Thursday presser, I think Brendan's Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia comparison, it hit home, and there are some parallels there. So keep it locked in. Peace.